The next morning, I woke up to the sound of waves crashing outside my window. I had barely stretched when my phone vibrated on the nightstand. Caio, bom dia, star student. Feeling ready for your first lesson? I smiled, rubbing the sleep from my eyes. Me. Bom dia, coach. You sure you can handle a student this bad? Caio, I love a challenge. Meet me at post 09 in an hour. No excuses. I hesitated for a second, staring at the message. Was this just a friendly hangout? Or was there something more? Either way, I wasn't about to say no. After a quick shower, I threw on my favorite beach shorts and grabbed my sunglasses. The sun was already blazing, and by the time I reached Ipanema, the beach was packed. Families, surfers, vendors shouting Biscoito Globo. May gelado. It was pure Rio. Caio was easy to spot. Standing near the water, he had his board under one arm and his hair still damp from a swim. The moment he saw me, a grin spread across his face. Look who actually showed up, he teased, tossing me a ball. I figured it was time to redeem myself. I replied, trying to act cool, but already feeling my heart beat faster. Let's see what you've got then. We started passing the ball back and forth, and to my surprise, I wasn't that bad. Caio was patient, laughing every time I messed up, but hyping me up whenever I got a decent touch. As we played, the tension from the night before settled into something easier, something comfortable. You're improving, he said, catching the ball midair. Or you're just being nice. Maybe a little of both, he admitted with a wink. Before I could reply, he turned and pointed toward the ocean. Come on, let's cool off. We ran into the waves, the cold rush of water shocking against the heat of the sun. Caio dove under first, disappearing for a moment before emerging right beside me, his face inches from mine. So, David, his voice was low, almost drowned out by the ocean. I was thinking after this intense training session, maybe we should celebrate. Celebrate? My tragic Altinia skills. He laughed. No, surviving our first unofficial date. The word hung between us for a second. My stomach flipped, but I forced myself to keep it cool. I like the sound of that. What do you have in mind? Come with me tonight. There's a bar in Lapa, great music, good drinks, and even better company. There was no way I was saying no to that. Okay, coach, but only if you promise not to let me embarrass myself on the dance floor. No promises, he smirked. And just like that, the night ahead held a whole new kind of anticipation. The air was thick with excitement as I stepped out of the taxi in Lapa, Rio's vibrant nightlife district. Neon lights flickered across the old colonial facades, and the streets pulsed with a mix of live samba, reggaeton, and the occasional street performer playing bossa nova on a guitar. I spotted Caio near the entrance of the bar, leaning casually against the wall. Dressed in a fitted black shirt that complemented his sun-kissed skin, he looked effortlessly confident. The moment he saw me, his lips curled into a slow smile. You clean up well, he said, giving me an approving look. I try, I joked. But I have a feeling I'm still going to embarrass myself tonight. Not if I have anything to do with it, he said, grabbing my hand and pulling me inside. The bar was dimly lit, with walls covered in graffiti art and hanging string lights that cast a warm glow over the crowd. A live band played samba in the corner, and the energy was infectious. What's your poison? Caio asked, signaling the bartender. Caipirinha, of course. I replied, good choice. He ordered for both of us, and we clinked glasses before taking a sip. The tart lime and sugar hit perfectly, blending with the rhythm of the night. So, are you a dancer, David? He asked, one eyebrow raised. Let's just say, I prefer watching. Nope, not tonight. Before I could protest, he pulled me onto the dance floor. Tea first. I felt awkward, my movement stiff, but Caio had a way of making everything feel easy. He moved effortlessly, his body syncing with the music, his hands occasionally brushing against mine. I laughed as he spun me around, our faces close, our breaths mixing with the thick, humid air. You're a natural, he teased. Liar. I shot back. He leaned in, voice barely above a whisper. Maybe, but you're fun to watch. For a second, everything else faded. The music, the crowd, the world outside. It was just us as the night stretched on. We drank, danced, and talked like old friends, rediscovering something they didn't know they were missing. Then, just as we stepped outside into the cool night air, Caio glanced at me with a smirk. So, night's still young. What's next? I took a breath, feeling the warm buzz of alcohol and the thrill of the moment. Come with me, I said. Caio raised an eyebrow. Where to? You'll see. Minutes later, we arrived at my penthouse, an open, luxurious space with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Ipanema Beach and the distant peaks of the Morro dos Hermanos. The city stretched before us in golden lights, the ocean dark and infinite. Caio stepped inside, whistling low. Damn, you really know how to pick a place. Only the best for my return to Rio. I grinned. I poured us another drink as he wandered toward the balcony, leaning against the glass railing. When I joined him, he turned to me, his expression unreadable. This night feels surreal, he said. Good surreal or bad surreal? He turned fully, stepping closer. Definitely the good kind. The air between us crackled. I could see it in his eyes. The same hesitation, the same desire. And when he finally kissed me, slow and deliberate, the city below faded into a blur.